Hey guys, and welcome to the start of another reading vlog. So today is Monday, July 11th, and I thought it would be fun to start a vlog for this week because my husband's going to be out of town for work for a couple of days, and that way I'll have a lot of time to do some reading. I just finished filming some YouTube videos. I am going to edit what I filmed. I went and got some Starbucks to keep me caffeinated while I do that, but I just wanted to go through what I'm reading with you guys. So I'm currently reading The Martyr by Anthony Ryan. This is book 2 of the Covenant of Steel series and the sequel to The Pariah. I'm on page 152, I believe, somewhere abouts there. And it's definitely very military focused right now. I'm really hoping to get into the fantasy aspect of this book. I know that Anthony Ryan's magic systems and they're not very heavy in his books. They're definitely more political focused and military focused, which I'm fine with, but it's nice to have a little bit of magic thrown in there, and there was in the first book, and that captured my interest. So really enjoying this. And then I started The Queens of Innis, Lear by Tessa Gratton last night, and I'm only on chapter 3. And I was going to make this my audiobook, but usually what I do is when I start a new book, I start physically reading it first to get myself acclimated to the writing style, the world, the characters, all the names and stuff, and then it's easier to transition into audiobook, because if I don't do that, I don't do well with audio. And Tessa Gratton's writing style is, I don't know what to call it, flowery, or I'm not really sure, but it reminds me a lot of Roshani Chokshi, which is flowery writing. So yes, Tessa Gratton has flowery writing, which I was worried might translate badly into an audiobook. But I listened to chapter 2 on audiobook and did fine with it. So I think I'm going to just go between audio and physically reading this. But this is a King Lear retelling. So yeah, that's really all I am at with The Queens of Innis, Lear, but it came highly recommended by some of you guys who watch my channel, so I'm really excited to get to it. So I have 2 thick fantasy books to make headway in this week, but I'm excited for it. Other than that, guys, I don't really have any plans this week. I'm just going to get my editing done, drink my coffee, and I will check back in a bit with you guys. My cat is seriously in a mood this morning. He wants to play and keeps meowing at me, and he's just being a mess, aren't ya? But hey guys, so today is Tuesday. I think it's the 12th, and I just wanted to check in with you guys. So I am about to head to the gym. Today is leg day, and I'm definitely not looking forward to leg day. For some reason, usually I like leg day, but this morning I just woke up, I was a little bit sore and stiff, and I was just not feeling it. But and then I am going to take a trip to the used bookstore, which is literally right next door to my gym. It's in the same building. I go to 2nd and Charles. That's the used bookstore near me. I have a bag of books, about 10 or so, that I'm going to try and sell. So I'm going to hop in there and maybe I can find something good to buy or trade. And last couple times I've been there, I haven't really seen anything that I have wanted to get, but maybe I can just get a store credit for what I have and put it towards something in the future. So that is where I'm off to. I'm going to go take you guys along book shopping with me, and then do my gym workout and come home and get caught up on some reading and hopefully get a little writing in today. So that's my plan, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Hey guys, so I just wanted to check back in with you. I am home from the gym and I'm home from the bookstore, and I ended up selling everything that I took into them, and I ended up picking up 2 books. And I'm really excited because these are 2 books that I have been interested in reading for the longest time, and I was just stoked when I saw them there. And they're both YA fantasy, which is something that I really haven't been reading recently, but like I said, 2 books I've wanted to read for the longest time. So the first one I found, I totally scooped this up, I think it's still on my Amazon wish list, is Daughter of the Burning City by Amanda Foody. And this book really piqued my interest just because it sounds like something I've never read before, but it follows this girl whose family runs this festival, and she has this magical ability to create illusions, and then these illusions basically come to life with personalities, and they're able to, perceive things and have senses. And then someone starts killing off these illusions, And how is she going to track down someone who's killing a being, a human kind of, that doesn't actually exist because they're technically illusions? And it just sounded like really interesting and just, you know, got like a carnival-esque atmosphere, which I absolutely love. So this one I was super excited to find. And then the other one was Half Sick of Shadows by Laura Sebastian. And this is a King Arthur retelling, which I'm always up for. I love King Arthur retellings. The last one I read was The Guinevere Deception, and I was not very good. So I've been looking for a good one. And this one actually follows Elaine, which is a character that I've always found kind of fascinating and a little bit sad. The Lady of Shalott is one of my favorite poems of all time. And Elaine sees the future and something's gonna happen to Arthur. And instead of like all of these characters, you know, having contention with each other, we have Morgana, we have Lancelot and Guinevere and Arthur and Elaine all having to travel to Camelot to kind of keep this bad future from happening to Arthur and helping him to get the throne. So it just sounds like a different take on an Arthur retelling, and once again, super stoked I found it. So as for my reading, I've been listening to The Queens of Innis Lear, and there's no like chapters in that book. It just goes from perspective of each character. And right now we have 5 different perspectives. The 3 sisters, then we have this character Ban, and then this character Aoife, who the next chapter is her perspective. And I'm about 10% done already with the audiobook, so I feel like I'm making good headway with that. And we're slowly getting like more information about the world and what's going on between the sisters and Lear, and it's definitely coming together. But as for tonight, I'm just going to cook myself some dinner. I'm going to show you guys what I make because it's something new that I'm trying based off of something that I had when I was staying at the Hilton Garden Inn a couple of weeks ago. I talked about that in that vlog, but it's this dish I had that was like ancient grains, roasted tomatoes, egg whites, and pesto, and chicken. I'm going to try and recreate it, but leave out the chicken. So the rice is cooking right now, and I'll show you guys when that's done. But I'm going to listen to my audiobook for a little while longer while that cooks, and I will show you what it looks like when it's done. Okay, so here is my copycat meal. So we have ancient grains, which I just realized I forgot to make the quinoa to go with it. But this is a mixture of wild rice, brown rice, and black rice and red rice. And then we have some roasted cherry tomatoes in olive oil, and then my egg whites with pesto. So I'm excited to dig in. Hey guys, so I just got back from my walk, and I think I'm going to make some tea and try my hand at some writing. I've been wanting to work on some writing now that I have a little bit more time off for summer, and I've done some, but just definitely not as much as I can. So I think I'm going to do that and probably continue to read some, jump back into the Martyr since I have been making headway with the Queens of Innis Lear. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'm thinking about making some ginger tea, so hopefully I have some. All right, luckily I did have some ginger tea, so that is what I'm going to be having. Hey, what are you doing up there? Huh? Are you being bad? I think you are. Are you being bad? Yeah, you sweet boy. This is why I can't get any writing done. What do you... I don't know what you want, buddy. What do you want? There's nothing on the ceiling. Hey guys, so I wanted to give you an update on where I'm at in my reading. I haven't done it in like 2 days, so I'm sorry. This vlog is very discombobulated. You'll just have to excuse me. But I am almost done with The Martyr by Anthony Ryan. So I am on page 464, and I think there's like 520 pages left, so I have less than 100 pages left, and I've been focusing most of my attention on this book because it is fairly dense, and I'm actually really liking it. It really gripped me in the second half of the book. Not that the first half was bad, but there was just this battle scene where the enemy was trying to basically sees a castle, and it just dragged on a little bit for me. But then Anthony Ryan throws in like some twists and turns and revelations about the main character and the magic system, and then there is some more information that he learns that he's keeping from Evadine, the risen martyr. And then we have like a perspective romance that I was not anticipating. I even said to myself in book one, like, oh, this is a perfect setup for a romance. And then I was like, nah, there's not going to be a romance. And then like he's setting up for a romance again. No romance yet, but like setting up for it. So I'm hoping to finish this tomorrow, and I'll read a little bit more tonight. And because I've been focusing on this, I haven't read any more of the Queens of Innis Lear. So I'm still about 10% through this, and I'm listening to the audiobook. So can't really update you on that. It's basically still all exposition. So we're learning about the three sisters and how they're different. We have one sister who's like a star priestess. We have one who's more into battle and war. And then we have one who is married. Well, two of them are married, but one of us is married, and she's trying to have a baby and produce an heir, but she keeps having miscarriages, unfortunately. So we're just all exposition now. And King Lear just sent out a letter to all of his daughters telling them to come meet together with him. So I think something's going to happen there. And then the audiobook is narrated by the same narrator, I'm trying to remember her name, that does the Stormlight Archives and Wheel of Time. So, oh my gosh, I can't remember her name, but it's the same audiobook narrator. So it's good to be back with that narrator because she's pretty good. And then as soon as I'm done with the Martyr, which will be tomorrow, if any of you guys watched my TBR for July, I was going to read The End of Men by Christina Sweeney Baird. I do like incorporating some science fiction into my monthly TBRs if I have time for it, if I actually read more than one book. But I think I'm going to swap that out with the Philip K. Dick Reader. So I got this for Christmas a couple years ago, and it's got like 22 of his short stories in it. And on the cover it says it includes the stories that inspired the movies Total Recall, Screamers, Minority Report, Paycheck, and Next. And I love Minority Report. That's one of my favorite sci-fi movies, I would say. And then the other ones I'm not that familiar with. And it's a fairly long book, so it's 421 pages, and they're all short stories. But I feel like if I'm reading a short story, it'll make it feel like the book is going quicker because I'm finishing, the stories. And this is an author that I definitely wanted to read more of his work, so I think it's a good time to dive into this. So hopefully I can start this tomorrow or the next day. So that's where I'm at it with my reading. I'm really pleased with how quick I'm getting through the Martyr. I just need to focus on the Queens of Innis Lear, but I will be able to do that. Tomorrow, my husband and I and a friend are going to play golf. So we have a 9:40 tee time. So, I mean, if you guys didn't know, I just kind of got into golfing. It's something that my husband's been doing for like years and years. And then he keeps asking me to join him. And I finally have been joining him. And we found me like a set of golf clubs that were used. And I've just been going at it and practicing. So I'll take you guys along for that, and hopefully take some embarrassing clips of myself trying to hit a golf ball. But other than that, I just wanted to check in with y'all, and I'll see you in a bit.